Hello, this is a show from RADIA. We're a group of stations bringing new and forgotten ways of making radio to our listeners. Each week we give artists the challenge to make radio that works across the whole of Europe and beyond. Are you up for it?
sehr seltsam, unregelmäßig. Beschreibung: sieht aus wie eine eingerollte Kaulquappe. Breiter Hauptteil, kaum heller zur Mitte hin. Oder neblige Galaxie. Sehr ungewöhnliche Form. Wie eine zusammengekringelte Kaulquappe. Dicker Hauptteil, kaum heller zur Mitte. Durch Beckenrotation nach hinten wölbt sich die Wirbelsäule nach außen. Hab ich ausgedacht oder so.
You are listening to Soundart Radio, and this is Lingua Bestia. Could we go around the room and just introduce ourselves, starting at this side? Oops, sorry, say that again.
I'm Maisie.
Sitting next to Maisie is Mike.
Sitting next to Mike is Alice. And the next one along is Simon.
Sitting next to Simon is Sarah.
I'm Lottie.
And all the way round to the beginning in a big circle like a bar of music, it's Ergo again. And we are here as part of Soundart Radio's Listen Play Experiment series, and we're going to play a game called Lingua Bestia, which is a brand new game. And the first stage of this game, now we've introduced ourselves, is that we must all change our names. So from this point on, we are somebody else. So my name is Mr. Gardener. No, Professor Gardener is my name. And you are...
The Beast.
The Beast, Professor Gardener, the Beast. Could you note these down, please,
Oh, yeah,
Lottie?
yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm Jehovah.
Professor Gardener, the Beast, Jehovah,
I am the Hedge.
the Hedge.
Edwin R.
Ooh.
I liked it. Nurse Doobie.
Nurse Doobie. And Lottie, I believe you are Barry.
No, I am the salty man.
The Salty Man.
The salting man.
The Salting Man.
Sorry, I got up to Edwin R. What?
Oh.
I've forgotten who
Forgot my name.
I forgot mine earlier as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was all very confusing.
Nurse Doobie.
Nurse Doobie. Okay, now we all have our characters. I'm very interested in finding out where the fourth wall is and isn't. And now we all have our characters. And for the rest of the game of Lingua Bestia, we're going to stay as our characters. So we are not ourselves, but we're also not going to try to act. We're going to be very naturalistic, and we're going to try and maintain that this is a serious broadcast. Imagine we're on the BBC, though less politically dangerously biased, and keep it very serious. We have around the table here many text-based resources, a number of books, a book of concrete poetry, books by Richard Adams featuring talking animals, Watership Down and the Plague Dogs, books of early Roman history, and a fungi guide. And you will also note there are bits of paper all over the table with rows of letters on them. Now, why would we have rows of letters? Because today in Lingua Bestia, we are going to play with language. And I will explain why we're going to play with language. Because when you look at the history of and development of things like meditation practices, what people ultimately talk about, and for example, the scientist John C. Lilly, who invented the sensory deprivation tank, talked about the barrier to understanding actually being our language. And the one of the contemporary tenets of meditation seems to be that by losing or transcending language, we can evolve as a consciousness. And so we speculated the idea that perhaps thousands or millions of years ago, all of the animals transcended language. And so let's say that bacterium could have conversations in a sort of alphabetical language, and lions and guinea pigs used to be able to, but it made their societies far too complicated and difficult, and eventually they managed to ditch it in favor of telepathic communication, which is where the human race probably needs to go. Because if we have telepathic communication, we can all hear each other's thoughts, and that will force everyone everywhere to be honest. Have you ever met a lying dog? Have you ever met a dishonest cat? No.
I've met a dog that was a liar.
Really?
Well, you know the dog. Let's not go into
I suppose
it.
that was a dishonest
that's
dog.
an anomaly, though.
Yeah, that's an anomaly. So We'll begin by going right back to the primordial soup, as it were. And you can see around you there are a variety of musical instruments and sound-making devices. And I would like you all to take a device or an instrument or anything like this, and let us attempt. Do I have signal over here as well? Yes, we do. Let us attempt with our devices, first of all, to make the sound of the primordial soup, how it might sound. And as we exit the primordial soup, we begin to think about how we might translate the primordial soup. Does anybody have any idea what the bacterium was saying to one another during this conversation? And what would a bacterium be discussing at this point if they had language? Any takers on this thought?
I think they'd be saying, we're good guys here. I think we should make more of ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, maybe there's more to us than we think.
Yeah.
Maybe if we all get together, we could be something much bigger.
Yeah. We could develop and form different relationships and eventually build a society.
Yeah, or different civilizations even.
Yeah. And so do you think that perhaps in bacterium, early bacterium society, we have underestimated their capacity for civilization, that maybe they did have schools and this kind of thing?
Well, everything is possible, isn't it?
Yes.
And as we were probably going to learn today. But I think so, yeah.
Right, well, that is great. That was a very beautiful primordial soup. I'm currently attempting to feed the primordial soup back into the machine, but it is currently misbehaving slightly for some reason. So, we move on from the primordial soup, and who in this room is into dinosaurs?
I don't object to them.
Does
As-
anyone in this room
as
object
prior birds?
to dinosaurs? No? Nobody objects to dinosaurs in this room.
Well, depends how big they are and how aggressive they are.
Well,
Are they friendly?
How alive they are?
mm-hmm. Anyone else? Dinosaurs?
What colour they are?
What colour they are? What about if they're feathered or not? Yeah? Feathered or not? Well, my question about dinosaurs, and going back to the idea of bacterium and their societies, is, you know, we don't really know that much really about what the dinosaurs got up to. Our society is eventually going to be a layer of sediment. So what if dinosaurs had schools and offices and so on, and what language might they have spoke? Well, I thought if everybody can take a book, any book, you have a book in front of you. In fact, I'm going to take this book, which I realized is the ultimate, the definitive dinosaur, which is the Saurus. Okay? So here I have the Saurus, a veritable garden of words. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to express a meaning or a message by flicking through the pages of this book and only reading parts of words. And then maybe we can all express our opinion on my initial message by doing the same thing. So, for example, only using parts of words. Ad kein gur mod prop re ak ba dek rate gra graf gra kom yal el ag be bek.
It is a big cuddly and of them what's
Do I have signal over here as well? Yes, we do.
Would the spec with the
Do I have signal over here as well?
grass?
Milda, o vi no jel rennen I Eva og Feffe og Olio.
Lord, woo cowbell, Rego, Lydon po which Sarano was and
The dinosaurs are busy discussing the rate of inflation. Up ex con adan bull zum di hom shipsis klakon.
It's all good.
It av el o oto. It's a wa ya mo il o.
Sai freno methrai sai de haini hin bead rai.
Kalle, je, ru, de, le, ru, le, que.
Bird begeerd del oud uitjoos urban.
The dinosaurs are happy that they have all made a profit this year and are all going to be able to take a nice bonus. All shout, hooray! Hooray! Okay, at this stage in the proceedings, obviously we've covered a few things already, but we all know that it isn't possible to get by in our society now without asking AI. So would anyone like to ask AI? AI!
Hello.
AI!
AI?
AI!
AI.
We've got something to ask you!
AI.
AI! He won't come. Has anybody heard of the book, the Voynich? Well, it is a book, but has everybody heard of the Voynich manuscript? The Voynich manuscript is a very interesting thing. It was once owned by Emperor Rudolf II of Prague. I think it was owned by John Dee at one point. I'll pass it around in a moment, but it is a book. It looks like maybe it is a witch's almanac or something. It's full of beautiful illustrations and things like star maps and weird, lots of strange pictures of people bathing and so on. The peculiar thing about it is that it is written in a language that nobody has ever been able to crack. All computer transliteration programs have not been able to crack it, and it is unrelated to any other language. I'll just read a bit of it. Going after the way the sand outreach grafen and nobody's been able to crack this language. How to pronounce it? It has no relation to any European languages. There was an amusing moment when a man at the University of Bristol a few years ago claimed to have solved the Voynich manuscript in 2 weeks. And he said it was a proto-Romance language, and then lots of academics got in touch with him and said proto-Romance isn't a language. It was just kind of an idea to fill a gap, and the University of Bristol had to issue a public retraction that he hadn't, in fact, solved the Voynich manuscript.
Classic Bristol.
Classic Bristol. But it's one of those great mysteries that is seemingly uncrackable. AI certainly can't do it. And if we asked AI, could you all help me? AI, can you solve the Voynich manuscript, please? AI, can you solve the Voynich manuscript, please? I'll pass the Voynich manuscript around if anybody would like to have a look at it. It's a fascinating thing. It is either somebody's strange prank. The people like John Dee and Edward Kelly were not above doing strange pranks, like the invention of the Enochian language that's found on things like my mother's bedroom wall was a hoax perpetrated by Edward Kelly. So this kind of thing happened, but this would be a very passionate hoax, and the chances are that it's some language from some remote part of the world, and the thing is just languages get lost, and there's been major developments in things like the understanding of how birds communicate recently, that parrots communicate using like patterns in their feathers, and so they are able to communicate very complex messages by changing slightly the patterns in their shape. And so since we are looking at bird and animal language, I thought it might be a good time to actually learn to speak some bird language. And we can take it in turns. We can all do a little bit of bird language. So I have here, and if I turn it up, you should just be able to hear it beeping out from this pair of headphones, the sound of a lovely budgerigar. Which we can hear. Anyone have any idea what he might be saying? Is he complaining? Is he happy?
I think it's riddled with expletives.
You think so?
Probably not safe to.
No. If this was FM for birds, Ofcom would have us.
I mean, he sounds angry.
He does.
Maybe it's already been censored. Maybe those are just the...
This is the bleeped version
It's the
already.
bleeped version.
Yes. And so many years ago,
Are we sure that's actually, or is that a human maybe interpreting a bird's language?
well,
Because it didn't sound like the other birds that I know.
no,
There's definitely an accent there.
The budgerigar has a very very strange tone, and I discovered many years ago that if you slow down the sound of a budgerigar,
Oh wow!
you get this.
The miniature whales.
And so, my idea, a long time ago, was to try and imitate each of the slowed down sounds of the budgerigar, and then when you speed it back up, you have a human budgerigar. So the budgerigar goes. What does he go? He goes. So, who would like to be our first budgerigar? And it will be directed towards it. Who would like to go?
I'll go for it. Jehovah will go for it.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah, Jehovah.
Jehovah, give me.
Are we...
Oh, unfortunately, I made a little mistake there. Okay, so let's hear the sound again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Excellent. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Again?
I'm technically inept. I'm going to have to ask you to make that sound one more time.
In the same sentence.
Again. Excellent. And now can we have another budgie for our second syllable, which is. Who would like to be our second budgerigar?
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. Our third budgerigar syllable is.
Sound a little bit.
Who would like to be our third syllable budgerigar? Which was. Okay? Oh, that was lovely. That was lovely. Okay, our fourth budgerigar syllable goes. Oh.
I'll give it a go.
Is that you?
Okay, play again a minute. I want to get it right.
Okay. One moment. Okay. Oh. Now this is exciting, making one budgerigar out of many humans. Our next budgerigar syllable is. Oh, that had the correct
Oh, we can
speed
time stretch
budgerigar.
sounds at the same time.
Shall I do that one?
What about Alice? Oh, what's your name?
Yeah, who's next?
Nice to
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Our next budgerigar syllable goes... Oh, that's subtle. Okay. That's a lovely budgerigar. Our next syllable is... Ooh. That's a... Ooh. Anybody like to budgie for me? Excellent. Our next budgerigar syllable is... That's for... Any budgies? Oh, sorry. The computer's done something silly. Right, we're back. Yep.
I don't want to mistranslate him.
No, I mean, we
represent him
careful, yeah.
badly.
Now let's see what... Would anyone like to go? Oh, that was impeccable.
Thank you.
I long for the days of music hall when you could just make a living being a bird imitator on stage. We got any more budgerigar superstars to go? Lovely. Okay, and our next budgie sound is...
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Do you mind if anyone... I've
it's yours.
taken this one. What was it? It's like...
Yes. Okay, now, how many budgerigar sounds have we got there? A few to make something that's a little budgery. So let's see what we've got.
Would you play this to the budgerigar?
Well, it may
That could be dangerous.
It may confuse a
May
budgerigar.
confuse them.
And nobody wants to confuse a budgerigar.
No.
Okay, so budgies. Render one file and import the file back into the project. Okay. So here is the sound of our budgerigars. Yep. Okay, now we're going to take that and we'll loop it and we will speed it up by say 9 times. And then we should have a nice... Which bit is it?
Oh, wow.
This is us.
Wow.
Here are the human budgerigars. Now you are all a budgerigar.
Yeah.
We are one budgerigar. Now let us chant. We are one budgerigar. We are one budgerigar. We are one budgerigar. We are one budgerigar. The dinosaurs are happy that inflation is rising. We are one budgerigar. 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 We are one bala, uma fos, uma vez, uma bala, uma fala, uma voz, uma foz, uma vala, uma bala, uma vez, uma voz, uma bala, uma vez. Com can som tem contentem sao tom bem, com can som tem contentem sao tom bem. This is a book of concrete poetry. Concrete poetry being part of modernism's attempt to break away from language, because modernism is as to meditation catching up, and so it is poetry laid out graphically in this kind of way. And there was a lot of this from modernism, a lot of this trying to play with language. So in Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, you get language like another point, in addition to the original sand, pounce, powder, drunkard, paper or soft rag, use any vet or inhanger in our sort social can see the scene for himself, a wee frosty odd room, the cheery spluttered on one carriage, a darker disheen of vooze from Dalbania, any gots quantity of raki, a Portugal and some bucks setting out on the sofa. You remember the sort of softball sucker Motru used to tell us when we were all beers or nippies and messes. It has acquired accretions of tertious matter whilst loitering in the pub. You get things like this. You get things like Kurt Fitter's sonata, which he made in the form of a classical music sonata, but it goes like this. It goes fums babatetsu or bakif kvie oo delur biba fums biba fums bavote fums bavotetse fums bavotetse oo. The modernists were trying to liberate language from its constraints, because language, of course, can be a very dangerous thing, can also be a very beautiful thing.
Didn't he prove that by somebody read it to ward off muggers, didn't they?
Yes.
So
yes.
it is, and they got scared and ran away.
Yeah.
I can't remember. So it is a dangerous thing. They thought it was dangerous.
Yeah, it was the critic and musician George Melly was outside Ronnie Scott's in the 60s or the 70s, and a bunch of heavy guys approached him in an alleyway. Little Jazzy George didn't know what to do, so he went fums babatetse o bakif kvie o delurbiba fums babate fums babatetse o, and they ran away.
And there's another funny story. I heard that story when I was about 6 or 7. I thought, I want to be an artist.
Well, there we go. Yeah. So, art, particularly avant-garde art, can really can change the world for the better. And we are living, I would say, in a society where art has been completely devalued, and there was a very famous quote, I can't remember who said it, but when a culture starts to devalue art, that's the first sign that it starts to go towards fascism. And I would think that in the verbal bird and various animal societies of the past, guinea pigs, etc., they probably made art, right, at some point. And now guinea pigs don't have to make art, because they can just picture anything that they want immediately to manifest in the middle of the room. And I don't know, it's always been quite interesting to me, this idea that we make art with paintbrushes and things, but then once we are interdimensional consciousnesses, we'll be able to just manifest things. But actually that kind of takes the interesting thing out of making art, doesn't it? Which is the long process of getting from A to B or whatever.
And the abstractions.
Yeah.
But why don't animals make art visibly to us?
Yeah.
They're manifesting it. I don't know how they might be doing it.
Do
But
the big hawk shapes, I guess. I don't know, birds.
Well, when birds do these murmurations, I suppose you could say they're making art directly to directly to us.
Could seagulls still be doing it with waste, you know?
They could possibly be doing it with waste,
dropping, you know, their feces, we call the seagull feces. I mean, do you get that? Or
yeah, I mean, I guess you would call it feces.
I would call that art, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen splatterings from birds that look absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
More beautiful than any splatterings I may have made.
Which then you think Bacon, then is he real at all? Because clearly that's where he got it from, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, yeah. But, right.
Something
I
seems...
saw a pigeon the other day, and we were feeding the pigeon, and there was some Morris dancing going on in the town, and then the pigeon brought us a stick.
Yeah, because he saw that the humans liked their sticks.
Oh, right.
And then he...
It was a really nice stick. It had a
Yeah.
little tiny leaf coming off the side. Because I gave him some seeds, so it was
wonderful.
Giving back.
Okay, so we know that among human culture there are already things like click languages, and the next thing that I would like to do, if we can all find something clicky, is I would like us to have a very serious debate in the language of clicks. Now, this debate is about a very important subject on which the future of the economy revolves. So we're talking finance here, just so you know the subject. And I'm going to begin the conversation. And remember, this could get heated. This could become an argument. People might start talking one at the top of each other. Try and think of your character. Are you a diplomat? Are you calm and diplomatic here? Are you angry? Are you fierce? I'll begin as the Speaker of the House. And now, if you find these little pieces of paper around, let us gradually segue now into a debate continuing about finance, which you can create this language from looking at combinations of words on these little pieces of paper. Does everybody have access to some paper with...
Yes.
In fact, the subject of this debate is religion. And let us say this is a discussion about religion being discussed by lions 200,000 years ago. Le vous au ye sivon on je fou.
Oxovom god dogum. Evis if Jessica is cyclist.
Cool.
Ositeka sivite the 7.
Van de
Woodwood.
Zidin Orpheum.
Utuhi.
Också.
Fufiso.
Och doch Gott.
Uvi.
Os, ib os.
Ut hioto puff diodo ogog.
Idi.
Sisi odo.
Uti idit ogifu.
Es ib. B.
Lauvi.
Ujui Orfi. Osi Ufiva Osi. Osis Us.
Le souverain est vif du fou.
If you was the glove. Is it a vision just.
If you if the cyclic is cliss if a punt. Vet ibje. Igle fuse.
Förbjörd of ox.
Nidie dog vi.
We will say they.
Udi jufi jud.
Tout, c'est cool.
Bes.
Fnö. Good. Div.
Udi idit ogie fu lauvie jux.
None would to go ticket starte. Give a jump the bum.
Oes.
It's
David?
Oh, what was that?
Open it.
What happened?
This.
Is it?
A mouse.
A mouse.
A mouse.
It went over there.
A mouse.
I have to tell you at this point that
Houses.
the last few days, without doubt, I keep seeing the ghost of a guinea pig. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a little shadow. You can hear it as well. And it runs around. And I've seen it about 5 times in the last few days, so that's probably what that mouse was. That's probably what that mouse was about.
God.
Has anyone ever tried having a conversation with a mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go? It's like that. What did the mouse express to you during that conversation?
I'm going to continue to eat your food,
Right. And did it?
whether you like it or not.
Did it eat your food?
It did indeed.
All of it?
No, it shared.
Oh,
It's
true.
quite fair about
Well,
it.
this is the thing. Apart from humans,
They're really small.
yeah. Apart from humans, most of the things are happy to just take a bit, just take the bit that's theirs, aren't they? And that's why I like mice. And yeah, I'm sorry the guinea pig gave you a fright, Sarah. But oh no, you're not called Sarah, are you? You're called.
Nurse Doobie.
Sorry, Nurse Doobie. Now here we are behind the fourth wall, creating radio drama about animals and the languages animals speak. Could anybody tell me about any particularly close friendships that they have had with animals? Who has had a close relationship with an animal in this room?
I suppose I've got to ask you the question. You've been doing this for a while now, haven't you? Why are there no animals involved in today? It's as if you're excluding them.
Exactly. Well, we had a brief meeting with the cat outside
Yeah. I
earlier,
invited it in, but he wasn't interested.
and we tried to invite him in, and he wasn't interested. Our guinea pigs, we have 3 guinea pigs at the house who are currently tearing each other to bits because they're having male young guinea
Well,
pig bonding.
Jumping over
kind
each
of
other, which is
problems.
apparently a really big faux pas in guinea pig. If you do leapfrog, that's a big no-no. They get really angry when
Is
like
that popcorning? Is it?
no,
popcorning?
like jumping over each other.
They
They
don't get on
seem
with
to get
frog.
they
They
get
just-
really angry about
They
it.
don't get on with frogs generally.
Well, how
I don't
would
know
you
what Dumbo
feel?
would think about that, really.
How would you feel
Like
if
leapfrog.
who?
Dumbo? No one's thinking what Dumbo might think about this.
Dumbo the elephant. The elephant.
I mean, he
It's
might.
not something he has to deal with. Nothing's leapfrogging an elephant, let's be honest.
I know. I just wanted to bring him in because I feel like he's left out of a lot of conversations.
Well, I seem to be being accused here of leaving a lot of people out of this. The whole animal kingdom and the elephant who can fly.
It's inclusive community radio station.
Exactly.
No
Yeah.
Dumbos.
I'm not doing
It's
the
definitely
job
on us.
properly.
It is.
That's very unfortunate. Well, Dumbo, he obviously can communicate with the mouse.
True.
He has no problem communicating with the mouse at all. And that
I
suggests...
can't believe you would say that about the mouse. I can't believe you would say he is nothing.
I didn't say
I
that
can't
about
believe
the
you
mouse.
said he'd done. He is nothing.
I did not say that about the mouse.
Oh really?
I would never say anything like that
Oh
about
well,
the mouse.
I must have misheard.
You must have misheard. I would never, ever, ever
Sorry,
be mean
my
about a
mistake.
mouse.
My mistake.
Yeah, I would never be mean about a mouse. You know that.
My mistake. I was putting words in your mouth.
But it suggests this thing that I first heard Lottie's father say that if the aliens came down, why would they communicate first with the humans? Because all of the animals seem to be able to communicate with each other. And so wouldn't the aliens come down and talk to the beasts who already had universal communication? A bird seems to know what a cat means, and a guinea pig seems to know what an angry dog means, and so on. So wouldn't the aliens be communing with the animal kingdom and not the dangerous humans who haven't yet transcended their language and sent it into the void?
I can't believe that you would say that humans aren't dangerous. How could you say that?
What, that humans are dangerous?
I can't believe that you're sticking up for humanity after everything is done.
I'm not sticking up for humanity. I'm saying that we can develop, by transcending language, we can develop a much better understanding with the beasts on the earth. In fact, there's a book here.
The mouse and...
I haven't read this.
The mouse
The
and
Zoologist's Guide to the Galaxy.
And now you're pro-human?
This is starting to seem like a bullying campaign.
Look, why don't you do it to me?
What
It's
with
funny.
Dumbo?
No, this is what
Well,
you want people to do
yeah.
with the gaslighting.
Well,
What would
precisely.
Dumbo have to
That's
say?
what
I
I
don't
would
like
like
it.
to know.
It doesn't
Ask
feel
yourself
nice.
that.
I think everyone
I
needs
mean,
some time in
those
my
ears,
garden.
Those ears would
It's
flap.
a really lovely place to
Those ears would
commune.
flap. Would Dumbo like it there?
Dumbo is more than welcome.
Dumbo.
And the mouse?
Would Dumbo like it?
I'm really sorry, everyone, but my phone is going, so I'm just going to have to take a call.
That's
You're in a quiet.
Hello?
That's okay.
Hello? Hi.
Just don't
Yes,
forget
I'm
about
just
Dumbo.
making some radio. Just making radio over here, and it's going
Why
to be...
would you think I
yeah.
need to be in your garden?
Yeah,
You can accuse me of saying
what
that
do you
thing.
think? You
sure about that?
About the mouse.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that
Why-
I've done it.
You look like
Just
a fellow that enjoys.
Why would you
just
say
take
you
that
don't
one-
like mice?
Well,
You
Why
ever
don't
seen
you just take
vultures?
that
I never said
Big
that. I
fingers.
just said that he
Let's
hadn't
argue on
done
that.
Oh my
anything
God, I
to
can't
promote
believe
it.
it.
What?
Really?
Finger outstretched.
I just can't.
I would never say
It's
I don't
enticing
like
them
mice.
in.
To eat that for
Mice,
dinner.
I like mice. Mice are my
had a
brothers.
long day.
Mice never bother me. Sitting at my
I
tea,
just can't believe
I give them
it.
half
Come
of
on.
what I'm eating.
Right.
Rats are a different
Just
kettle
call
of
me
fish.
another time,
Face
okay?
lots of really when they eat.
Rats
Yeah,
are
no.
British.
What, so you do have a problem with
Smell
rats?
very, very strange.
You should see the
I
mouse
forgot that.
nest in the back of my garden.
There's an interesting entry in here about an animal called a cork snoot. Actually, similar to a mouse, somewhere between a mouse and an oak.
I'm really scared
Apparently.
about what AI would think about that, though. It's really worrying.
Why don't you ask it? Let's ask AI quickly.
Don't talk to it! Don't talk to it! No.
Please, AI.
AI.
Hello?
Do you know what the most interesting thing I think about AI is? The idea that you can make art that's interesting to the AI. The artist Goody Pal calls it unscannable documents, making like an image that a scanner or any artificial intelligence couldn't pass out. And like literally, we got something there that an AI can't pass out, the Voynich manuscript, and we're being told that it's like this super intelligence and an artificial intelligence, but actually, it's all just machine learning softwares. But don't tell it, okay? AI, you're not just a machine learning software. You really are an artificial intelligence that can figure out anything in the universe and can think for itself, aren't you? So, when Pliny wrote his natural histories, he was trying to make an overview of the world, an overview of all the knowledge in the world. And among these overviews of the world are descriptions of animals. And the animals are things like the rhinoceros, which looks like has the body of a horse and the head of a hippopotamus, and they're all kind of composite animals. And there are things like, I think it's in Pliny, but it might be Herodotus, giant gold-digging ants and things like that, which people think now were probably things like capybara or something like that. But the reason they came to these Roman historians in the way that they did is because at that time, the natural world and the world and international society was a game of Chinese whispers. So somebody saw a rhinoceros and they told their friend they'd seen a rhinoceros, and then they told their friend they'd seen a rhinoceros. And by the time it reached Pliny, the rhinoceros looked like a horse in a bowler hat or whatever it is. And it's really interesting to me that the way that things travel across time and space and end up as approximations as themselves or altered versions of themselves. And you know, we have this game Chinese Whispers, which is about the transmission of information and the transmission of messages. And when I look at my guinea pigs, I see an animal that's been on the planet for much, much longer than we have. And presumably, we talk about humans having a collective unconscious. Well, all the other animals have collective unconscious, which goes back much, much further than ours does. And they have this ancient knowledge, but it's a secret, and it's inside them because they haven't written anything down. We know nothing about their past, you know, when they used to work in offices and go to the swimming pool and drive cars and build car parks and all this sort of thing. That's all just a layer of sediment now.
Because it was all made out of wood.
Yeah.
And sand.
Yeah. Although lots of I totally like to keep up with like the crazy archaeology news, and human history is in the process of being completely rewritten because things like last year a giant wooden structure was uncovered that comes from 500,000 years ago when we didn't think there were any Homo sapiens walking about. So interesting times are afoot. But if this necessity of transcending language, let's discuss this. Is transcending language to live in a purely conscious realm? Is it entirely a good thing? What do we think of language in this room? Who do you feel language is great, or is language
Would we just have silence, do you think? Or would it be music all the time?
Well, exactly. And how would, if we transcend language, how are we going to do these radio programs? Wow. If we're all just meditating on air, well, it's not going to be...
but it allows you, the radio would still allow you to tune into specific people.
You would tune into the meditation frequencies.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. That's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, there's sort of guided meditations and things like that, and visualizing meditations. But a guided meditation is still language based, and I don't know. The thing that's curious to me, if the animals transcended language, is at what point did the animals discover meditation?
The Octocephalus, I think, discovered it 2000 BC.
Which animal?
The Octocephalus.
The Octocephalus.
I've had many esophaguses.
Right.
Could really get into it. It's, quite an incredible creature.
And when was it discovered?
2000 BC CC, I think.
Right. And they with that many what's the plural of esophaguses? With so many esophagi, presumably it must have been using these for the emitting of sounds and languages.
It's theorized that, multi-tone,
like a
harmonics,
like a polyglot and a polyphonic animal.
Very similar, yeah.
It would have lots of burp channels.
All the burps.
Yeah.
Maybe where burps came from in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, most animals are monophonic, aren't they? I've never, apart from what was it called again? The octolophagus? Octosophagus. That presumably, with so many esophagi, is a polyphonic animal.
Kind of like an organ.
Yeah, who can make many sounds.
That's where the word organ, that's why we call it organs.
That is, yes, you're right, that is why we call it the organ. So, that, I mean, to me, that seems a real kind of the incorrect direction in evolution.
Well, they did die out, so
yeah. But imagine if everyone in here could also speak polyphonically. I mean, to be honest...
This is in conflict with Darwin, though, now. We're going down a different route altogether, aren't we?
Yeah.
His theory of evolution, haven't we just questioned it?
Yeah.
Just by what we've just talked about?
We're just raising everything into the ground. We're opening the void actively as we speak. And the thing that shocked me through this conversation is that the realization that I've not experienced a polyphonic animal, but I haven't even experienced a stereo animal.
I've only experienced the central mono animal, really.
Yeah, all animals are central mono, and that makes me question, whether they've even bothered evolving at all. Here's me speaking in mono. I'm ashamed. Hearing in stereo, but speaking in mono, that seems a little unbalanced, doesn't it?
If you fart at the same time, though, that's 2 channels. So.
Oh well, that is true.
We're all 2 channels at least.
Oh yeah, so we are stereo. Yeah.
It's like an auxiliary channel. Though.
But it's a really unpleasant. Yeah, it's like the old 3 and 4.
Only does brown noise.
Is that like a
tinnitus can be a stereophonic experience.
But I mean, is it another channel?
Yeah, I think it is another channel.
Like a sort of surround sound. A mouse?
Now.
It went over there.
A mouse.
I have to tell you at this point that the last right now, underneath us talking is us talking from
I keep
earlier
seeing
on. The ghost of a guinea pig, and I'm talking about.
I don't know what else to say about it. It's a little.
When I saw the ghost
you can
of the
hear
guinea
it
pig,
as well, and it runs around.
And this is how we time travel.
I've seen it
you
about
see.
5 times in the last few days, so that's probably what that mouse was. That's probably what that mouse was about.
If, like the animals,
and Has anyone ever?
We are going to
tried
transcend
having a conversation with a
language, fire, consciousness.
How did that go?
How are we going to do it?
Like that.
Is meditation the answer?
What?
Or are there other
did
ways?
the mouse express to you during that conversation?
I'm going to continue to eat.
Quickeningly from the mudland?
Right. And did it?
Whether you like it or not.
Did it eat your food?
Albio
All of it?
Genselman,
No, it's shared.
Oh,
It's
sure.
quite fair about
Well,
splash
this is the thing,
off
apart
Eden
from
Quaid.
humans-
They're really small.
Yeah, the apart from humans,
He
most
made
of
the
things
sign
are
on the
happy to just
feaster.
Take a bit, just take the bit that's
A
theirs,
ninth
aren't
for a
they?
ninth.
And that's why I like mice.
Humpsy
And,
dumpsies.
yeah, I'm sorry the guinea pig gave you a fright, Sarah. But oh no, you're not called Sarah, are you? You're called. Sorry, Nurse Doobie. Now here we are behind the fourth wall, creating radio drama about animals and the languages animals speak. Could anybody tell me all of it?
No, it's
Oh no, you're not called Sarah, are you? You're called. Sorry, Nurse Doobie. Now here we are behind the fourth wall, creating radio drama about animals and the languages they speak. Could anybody tell me about any particularly close friendships that they have had with them? Who has had a close relationship?
Expedient, said he, son of mine.
Okay. Well, this is
Osler
the thing, apart
Willock
from
small.
humans- Yeah, apart from humans,
Why did you stay in
most
the
of
hedge?
things are happy to just
Let
take
us
a
attempt
bit.
with our
Just
devices,
take
first
the
of
bit that's
all,
theirs, aren't
to
they?
make
And
the
that's
channel
why I like
slipped
mice.
into that
of
last
the
sentence.
primary gentle.
I'm sorry
How
to
it
give
might
official and
give
abstract.
you
Anyway, on Earth, life means electricity.
What happened, Torbay?
The rabbits were assisting in the tests, statutorily required before Messrs. Glubble and Brinkley could mark
I'm
their
gonna
new
get outside monasticism.
Rinky Dinky.
Why? Wherefore? Whereby with love?
To rejoice in the changes of the heart.
Fierce struggle against the Germans.
Hawk! Hawk!
Rabbits had been restrained in canvas
There's a
sleeves.
refund of egg size coming to you.
You're probably right.
This is a tremendous leap in intelligent ability.
The human memory has presumably only a finite amount of storage at its disposal.
Few other types of free body tissue needs to be examined.
Good madams and good Mary Mills.
A live hedgehog, a sudden cigarette butt.
Drag in the market, lurch a stripe,
On the soil in the broadleaf woodland.
sadishness,
But when they learn to hear with their eyes.
rosy lampoon.
Then purple pink, then purple brown.
To feel still more deeply what they owed to Fiver's insight.
Alexandrian Paulus.
Found in the waters of a resort in Holland.
Bigwig.
The way you were lopan, I thought thereof was a fire.
Of all the choruses,
You lost your bet, Meyer.
clearer of the air.
Oh, come with me,
Sleep.
quickly.
Elongated to
Shiver
feel
asleep.
I am what I said.
Each of those bees will return.
We will touch it in from time to time.
On soil, and on
Polynesian, lucky, hopey, go lucky.
Rather than being a bodily
Like
organ,
when
this
I
brain is a
roamed
collection of
down.
individuals.
What a wonderful memory you have too.
Much better than a poor old strawberry.
Salvation, Welting Toms, Extraordinary, Sojourners, Attention, Fudgem, Estotisonto, Coefficient, Werewolves Abroad, Werewolves Abroad,
Swollen wheelbase. That's flat.
That's very
Play no more
as though the wind could blow my fur away.
Precisely Cocha, Uncle Flavius, Muxima, Nicia, Flapia, Minimus,
A pilgrim.
Rockabye Babel, Flat in the Wall, Vogel, Mariner, Titius, Caius,
Nah, rabbit.
Repetition, the
Actually, our ideas.
misalignments.
No
Repetition,
sweet
the
fever.
misalignments.
He's pig. He's deep. Go quick.
So another thought that is probably worth bearing in mind at this stage is that animals, they will have had their, because we've established that animals transcended language via meditation at some point, and it became unnecessary. But when we talk about language, we're not, or we would think, well, what was their word for table and what was their word for chair? But we forget that these cultures may not have had tables and chairs, and that maybe they invented words for other things. And if you look at our culture, there are many phenomena that do not have words attached to them. So, for example, there is not a word for being splashed with water by a passing car. There's no word for that. I was auto-splatted, I got an auto-splat, So I think the next stage here is we should start to look, because this is part of breaking out of this prison of language. We should start to look at inventing words for phenomena that do not have words attached to them. So, let us say, what is the word for being in a radio studio with a group of people making a show about animal language?
Stimbling.
What is that?
Stimbling.
Stimbling. Here we are stimbling together. We when we wash our clothes, we say we're going to go and wash our clothes. We don't have what's all this? We don't have a word for washing our clothes. Because we say we're going to do the washing, but that could be anything. That could be the plates. That could be the floor. What's the word? We say washing our face, washing our clothes, but washing your face should surely have a word attached to it. Do we have any ideas for washing our face? Something connected with the slapping and the lathering, or splundering. That's very nice. So we ought to write these words down that we've got. We've got splundering, which is washing the face. What else? What did we have previous to that? Stimbling. Remind me, what was stimbling?
Recording a radio show.
Oh yeah, recording a group radio show. Now, what is the word for the feeling you get when you're going to have a sleep-in morning, but somebody rings the doorbell? How do you spell it? G?
ENGHAAAH.
G-E-N-G-H-A. G-H. Let's put a U in there. G-U-N-G-H. That is the feeling when your doorbell rings too early. What is the word for the experience of going out and buying a goldfish?
Galumphing.
Galumphing. Oh, that's very nice. Galumphing. Is galumphing already a word?
I think
or?
it's already a word.
Yeah, so we're going to need something.
Borderline, kind of could be real.
Clibbing?
Clibbing.
Plibbing is the activity of buying a goldfish. What about, people say I'm going out to buy dog food. Why don't they say, I'm just going to go
Picking.
Bicking is buying dog food. Beautiful. Buying dog food. What was plibbing?
Buying a goldfish.
Yeah. Buying a goldfish. Okay. What is the word for when you're laid in bed at night and you have a vision of a dinosaur at the foot of your bed?
Tergosis. P-T-E-R-G.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. Tergosis. Dinosaur at the end of the bed. So we've got splundering, which is washing the face. Stimbling, which is recording a group radio show. Guh, which is the feeling when your doorbell rings too early. Plibbing, which is buying a goldfish. Bicking, which is buying dog food. And Tergosis, which is a dinosaur at the end of the bed. I woke up this morning and before I splundered there was a guh. I had to go out later to do some stimbling, but before that, I popped to the pet shop to do some plibbing. After the stimbling, I forgotten that my canine was hungry, so I went out to do some bicking. That night, as I slept, I experienced Tergosis for the 6th time. I hope tomorrow will be an equally exciting day.
I think it makes things clearer.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
What could have been quite a bland day actually turns out it sounds quite exciting.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
We've got to appreciate all of the little things.
Yeah, you do. And this is the thing. I think we don't have words for the things that we consider sort of mundane and everyday. Oh, I'm just going to go out and buy a goldfish. But actually, buying a goldfish is amazing. You've got a goldfish and it's in a bag as well. Do they still do them in bags like that? Do they still do them? A fish in a bag? Yeah. I always like the fish in a bag.
Yeah. Compostable bags.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
What point do you draw the line between it being a mundane word or a mundane activity? Because I'm just...
Yeah.
I mean, Oxford Collins, I mean, they're not going to be completely happy with us taking a lead on this because this is going to create quite a job for them, isn't it?
Yes, but to me it's perfectly ethically sound because since they allowed the word selfie to go in the dictionary, all bets are off.
Everything's permitted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, maybe, there is a wonderful episode of The Twilight Zone, the 1980s version of The Twilight Zone called... I can't remember what it's called. But what happens in that show is that a man wakes up one day and his wife says to him, "Oh, go down to the kitchen, your dinosaur is ready." And the man has gone into a world where words have completely changed their meaning. And it's quite a difficult exercise to do on a mental level, but to change words. So, for example, we using the word porridge in a sentence instead of car. You know, I got up this morning, and you know, after my splundering and teeth brushing, which hasn't got a word yet.
That's ganashtals, if you didn't know that.
Ganashtals.
Yeah, not aware of that one. Yeah.
That is nice. Ganashtals. And after my splundering and my ganashtals, I went outside, unlocked my porridge, got in, and drove my porridge to work. My friend John's porridge had broken down, so he'd had to take the tomato soup into work that day. Does anyone here drive a porridge? I don't drive. I can't drive a porridge.
I drive a porridge derived van.
Oh, whoa. That's amazing. And imagine that you could take that porridge and put it in the magic porridge pot, and then no one would have to do car manufacturing because they would all just come out of the pot and they'd be all down the street. And presumably something that would come out the magic porridge pot would be a little more carbon friendly than our current options too. One would think.
You want to be Trump then?
Well, yes, exactly. So, here we are with our speculations on the languages of the animals. And now would be an opportune time to... is anyone here a dog owner? Does anyone have a dog? Could you tell me about how your dog communicates with you? Does your dog... Do you feel like you are communicating telepathically with the dog?
We have quite in-depth discussions, I feel, me and my dog Rosie.
Yeah. Rosie is a nice name for a dog.
Oh, thank you.
And Rosie, when you speak to Rosie in words?
We do speak in words, but she prefers to speak in sort of body weight terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She really likes to sort of lean into conversation.
Yes.
I think you end up with like a third sort of made-up language between animals. I've found like this sort of synthetic kind of, I don't know, I've had it with lots of animals. Sort of like pointing and kind of thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that if we're going to transcend language, we're going to have an interim stage where we communicate in this way but wordlessly.
So I mean, how is that not that is sort of non-language language?
But ultimately, what if the actual universal language... incidentally, do you remember in the 1990s everybody said English was the universal language, and now we just have universal credit. But is it possible then that the actual universal language is music? Because this is to say, they sent Bach's Brandenburg concertos into space on the golden record, and would that music communicate a similar thing to intelligence light years away? Is the music still transmitting the same idea, or is our appreciation of music shaped by our consciousness? Would Bach sound like a nightmare to people in the other end of space, or would Bach sound like gobbledygook? Are there faraway intelligences that communicate in ways so advanced that the idea of things like repetitive structures are just passé and things like that?
Could music be a universal language though? Because, the French won't listen to the same music as us, for example. Or a Swedish Eurovision Song Contest is a classic example of this, of different countries and probably cultures speaking different languages in music and hearing different languages in music.
Yeah.
So could it be I don't know if it could be universal or not. How do we get everyone to listen to the same music?
Yeah. And how do we know that any culture is going to have the same emotional response to it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'd like to think that music is the universal language, but perhaps it isn't. But let's just have a little conversation in singing and find out. Because if it's good enough for the birds, it's good enough for us. Let's see what we can communicate to each other purely by singing. Now let's use music to try and describe some emotive things. Let's use our voices now to attempt to express how we feel about the current global situation. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's use music to express how we feel about an uncertain future. Now that was full of anguish, right? How full of anguish was that? But my question is, would it sound full of anguish to an alien or a frog? We don't know. Is music the universal language? Well, that's difficult to say. But English is definitely not the universal language. That would be colonialism. I'm just going to put a lovely group singing in the background now. But this we would have to ask AI if it can do that. AI, please can you convert our singing brief message into Portugal language, please, AI?
Now that was full of anguish, right? How full of anguish
Can
was
anyone
that?
my sense? As you hear this playing back, does it express a sense of grief and uncertainty to you?
Now that was full of anguish.
The primordial soup. How
primordial soup going on at the same time. Does everybody remember right at the beginning when we were in the primordial soup and we travelled all the way through the primordial soup playing our game into dinosaur society and bird language?
make the sound of the primordial soup.
So we have the three-layer
the primary
sound montage, which is a group human budgerigard hybrid, an impression of the primordial soup, and an expression of contemporary anxiety. And if that isn't time travel, I don't know what is.
Now that was full of anguish, right? How full of anguish was that? But my question is...
To make the sound of the primordial soup.
So... After all this, when all's said and done, I would like to ask every participant what their favourite animal is. Who's got a favourite animal? No? Or your favourite animals? Or a choice of favourite animals and why you like them? I like the pangolin because it looks like a little puppet and walks about the forest floor sniffing things, and because its tongue is about twice as long as its body. I also like guinea pigs because they're weird, but I've never been able to speak in any of their languages. But you think with the dog, there is common communication, but with the guinea pig, you try and communicate with them and they just stare at you with hatred and aggression.
Actually, zebras speak guinea pig. Next time you hear a zebra, they're actually speaking guinea pig all the time.
Are they speak the same?
I think so.
Then why haven't more people got a pet guinea pig and a pet zebra?
You can't see the zebra because of all the road markings.
That's true. Yeah, it's dangerous
everywhere.
for zebras in this country.
So.
Yeah. It's very dangerous
If
for
they tried
zebras.
to cross the
They're all
road
there,
on one of
but-
the zebra crossings,
Yeah.
they enter a wormhole.
Well, when the Beatles did that Abbey Road shoot, they were very lucky because the zebra just crossed over the road immediately afterwards. And if they'd done that, it wouldn't have just been Paul died back in the 60s. It would have been all four of them and a zebra and a truck driver.
I quite like raccoons because they have like proper hands, and I love watching them eat.
We saw a raccoon.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
In New York.
It was really angry.
It was night time, and we got lost in the rubbish district. And we said, "What on earth is that?" Because I thought raccoons were small animals, like ring-tailed lemurs, but this is a huge animal,
massive,
like the size of a big dog, very, very big. And we did capture the raccoon on camera, but again. We should.
Wow.
We brought it back to the UK.
My favourite animal.
And it still lives there. But I was astonished by the raccoon.
Yeah.
It was massive.
It
but
was
I haven't
really. It
managed to
did
talk
kind of
with
go
him.
at me because I was going excited about it.
Yeah, I was very excited about it. I was very excited about the raccoon. So I don't know if there's an ending to this game, other than to say that maybe we
Say
can.
game.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful game called Lingua Bestia. I've got the rules and everything written here, but they're secret. So we know that at some point the animals clearly got into meditation because they transcended language, and the way that we don't know, ultimately what polished off the dinosaurs. I'm just wondering what the event was that got the animals into mindfulness.
Well, it's just the natural trajectory of all business, isn't it? That eventually it's going to end up in some mindfulness.
Yeah.
Work. So.
Yeah, and so maybe we're going down the right track. We work on our consciousness. We transcend our language, and we can be then more like the animals, because ultimately the animals haven't and don't continue to trash the planet. Instead, they have their habitat trashed. So I guess the point is, from bacterium to birds and dinosaurs and the woolly mammoth that they are apparently bringing back, I think we need to try and talk more with them. There are major developments happening because of AI in communication with animals, modelled on the work of, again, John C. Lilly in the 1970s. Huge leaps have been made in communication with whales and dolphins. And I saw something on the internet yesterday that was like a spinning thing that was creating a graphic shape of a bird's song, and people are getting closer to be able to understand exactly what they're saying. So we might be going into a world where we can decode and understand precisely what all the animals are communicating, which would be a remarkable world of interspecies communication. And it would be good, to like stop all the global violence, so we could actually see this exciting time take place. The animals have been here much, much longer than us, so presumably we've got a lot to learn from them. They've survived, whereas humans are not doing a very particularly good job of surviving. So that was really the point of this Lingua Bestia and these games with these ideas with animal language, that we ought to be listening more to our animal friends, and then eventually a few years from now, sat around the studio on chairs will be like a duck,
chicken.
a chicken.
I mean, we've already sort of done that with the cat and getting them to play live music on.
Yeah, they could all be. Oh yeah, that was a wonderful thing. I'll tell you. During the pandemic, we had the only live music in the country because we were stuck at a place for a long time that we only meant to be up for like a month, and then the pandemic struck. But there was lots of geese and chickens there, and we just thought, whoa, wait a minute. And so we got out all the electric guitars and xylophones and things, and then covered them in seeds. And then the geese and the chickens came and played like a beautiful orchestra to us. They did acoustic sets and they did electric sets and the whole thing. It was pretty amazing. So to end, I feel like we should sing a little song. And we won't prepare. Let's just sing a little song all at the same time without any preparations, where the lyrics are, I like animals, listen to the animals. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like animals, listen to the animals.
We'll be back next Saturday with more Listen, Play, Experiment. I hope some of you guys will come back for next week. Next week's very different. Next week we're making a community party for the radio. We're going to make a lovely Christmas party. And I think the subject of it is going to be the hive behind. Now the monster who is always behind you, no matter which is it's never going to be revealed. Thank you all very much for participating, and I hope you've had a nice time. I'll fade out now and leave for a couple of minutes the results of our sonic. Soundart Radio.
was full of anguish, right? How full of anguish was that? But my question is, would it sound full of anguish to an alien or a frog? We don't know. Is music the universe?
Bye.